You are not a hero, you are not a knight or a rebel leader, you are a baker or a tanner, or a farmer. You have a family, you have calloused hands, you worry about rain and the price of grain. Your world is small and made of familiar things: the smell of wood smoke, the weight of an axe, the taste of weak ale. Then one day, that world ends. It doesn't end with a bang. It ends with a knock on the door. Two men are there. They don't look like soldiers. They are officials of some kind. Their faces are blank. They say your name. They say you must come with them. Your wife asks why. They do not answer her. They do not look at her. They look at you. There is no struggle. The struggle is to admit guilt. You are innocent. You know this. So you go along. You believe it is a mistake, a misunderstanding that can be cleared up with simple words. You will explain who you are. You will tell them about your life. They will see their error and let you go. You hold on to this belief like a warm stone in your pocket. You are taken to a cell. It is cold. It is damp. The air is thick, with the smell of mold and human waste. There is no window. The only light comes from a thin slit in the heavy wooden door. Time loses its meaning. Is it day? Is it night? You measure time by the delivery of a piece of stale bread and a bowl of greasy water. Fear begins to work on you. It is a slow, cold thing. It is different from the fear of a wolf in the woods or a fire in the thatch. This fear is a fog. It gets inside you. It makes a simple belief in your innocence feel flimsy. It's naive. They come for you again. Days or weeks have passed. You are not sure. You are weaker now. The lack of food and the constant chill have taken their toll. You are led down a long, dark corridor. The air changes. It becomes heavy. You can smell sweat and iron and something else. Something sour and metallic. The smell of old fear. You enter a room. It is larger than your cell. Old torches on the walls cast long, dancing shadows. There are people here. A man sits at a table with a quill and ink. He is a scribe. Another man stands near him, his face stern. He is an inquisitor or a judge. And a third man stands by the wall. He is large and muscular. He wears a leather apron. He said nothing. He just watches you. Your eyes adjust to the light. You see the objects in the room. They are not furniture. They are machines. Strange wooden frames with ropes and gears. Metal boots with screws. A chair with spikes. You don't know their names, but you know what they are for. The judge begins to speak. His voice is calm. He reads a list of charges. Heresy. Witchcraft, consorting with demons. The words are nonsense to you. You try to speak. You try to explain. You say your name. You say you are a baker. The judge holds up a hand. He says the court has evidence. He says they have witnesses. He says they know you are guilty. They just need your confession for the good of your soul. He tells you that the path to God's forgiveness is through repentance. And repentance begins with a confession. He asks you to confess. You say no, you are innocent. The judge sighs. It is a small, tired sound. He looks at the man in the leather apron. He gives a slight nod. The warm stone of belief in your pocket turns to ice. You realize with a sudden, gut-wrenching clarity that your innocence does not matter. It is not a shield. It is a useless thing. They are not here to find the truth. They are here to confirm what they have already decided. Your confession is a formality, a piece of paper to be filed away, and they will get it. One way or another. The man in the leather apron steps forward. He is the torturer. He does not look evil. He looks like a craftsman. His movements are efficient. He knows his tools. He chooses the first one. It is called the rack. It looks like a simple wooden bed frame. But at each end are rollers with handles. The torturer and his assistant lay you down on the frame. They tie your wrists to the roller at one end. They tie your ankles to the roller at the other. The ropes are thick and rough. They cut into your skin. The judge asks the question again. Did you dance with the devil in the woods? No, you say. Your voice trembles. I have never seen the devil. The judge nods to the torturer. The torturer takes the handle at your feet. He turns it. The roller clicks. The ropes pull tight. It is not painful at first. It is just an intense stretch. You feel your muscles pull taut. Your spine lengthens. You can feel the small spaces between your vertebrae opening up. The judge repeats the question. You repeat your answer. The torturer gives the handle another turn. The clicking sound is loud in the silent room. The stretch is no longer just a stretch. It is a strain. A deep, burning sensation starts in your shoulders and hips. Your joints are being pulled to their absolute limit. You grit your teeth. You try to hold on to the image of your home. The face of your child. Another turn. A sound like a wet branch snapping comes from your shoulder. A wave of white-hot agony washes over you. You scream. It is a raw, animal sound you did not know you could make. Your shoulder has been dislocated. The ball of the humerus has been pulled from its socket. The pain is absolute. It blots out everything else. The scribe at the table makes a note. The accused cried out. Through a haze of pain, you hear the judge's voice. It seems very far away. Confess, and the pain will stop. You think you can't possibly endure more, but you are wrong. The human body can endure a shocking amount of punishment before it breaks completely. They might move on to another tool, the thumb screws. These are small, simple vises made of iron. They place your thumbs inside. The torturer turns a screw. 2 metal plates press against your thumbnail and the flesh beneath. The pressure builds. First, it is uncomfortable. Then it is painful. Then it is excruciating. The metal bites into your flesh. The nail cracks. The pressure continues, grinding the bone underneath into splinters. The pain is small and focused, a white-hot needle drilling directly into your nerves. It is a different kind of pain from the rack. The rack was a tearing, a pulling apart. This is a crushing, an obliteration. Or perhaps they use water. They tie you down, often on a ladder tilted backwards so your head is lower than your feet. They force your mouth open. Sometimes they use a metal funnel. They begin to pour water. Gallon after gallon, your stomach fills, it bloats. The feeling is intensely painful. But that is not the worst part. The worst part is the drowning. Water spills into your windpipe. You cannot breathe. Your body convulses. You choke and gag, but you can't expel the water because more is coming in. It is the pure, primal panic of suffocation. You are dying. Your brain screams for air. They stop just before you lose consciousness. You vomit uncontrollably. You gasp for air. And as soon as you can breathe again, they start over. There are other things in the room. There is the strappado, where your hands are tied behind your back and you are hoisted into the air by your wrists, dislocating your shoulders. Then you are dropped, but stopped just before you hit the floor, jerking every joint in your body. There is the Spanish boot, a device that encases your leg and is slowly tightened, crushing the shin bones. There is the Judas cradle, a pyramid-shaped seat onto which you are lowered, the point forced into your anus or vagina. These are not instruments of death, they are instruments of persuasion. Their design is clever. They are made to inflict the maximum amount of pain while keeping you alive and conscious for as long as possible. Death is a failure. A dead man cannot confess. The torturer is a master of his craft. He knows exactly how much pressure to apply. He knows when a joint will pop. He knows when the body is about to go into shock. He is a mechanic of pain, and you are the machine he is working on. The process is not chaos. It is a procedure. It has rules. It is a grim, bureaucratic ritual. It often starts with something called territio. This is the showing of the instruments. They bring you into the room. They let you look at the rack, the boots, the screws. The torturer might pick one up. He might explain how it works in a calm, matter-of-fact voice. This one, he might say, holding a thumbscrew, will crush the bones in your fingers to dust. He is not angry. He is just stating a fact. This is a psychological tool. The goal is to make you break before they even touch you. Your imagination becomes their accomplice. You picture the pain. You imagine what it will feel like. The fear of the pain can be as powerful as the pain itself. The judge will ask you to confess again. He will say, you can avoid all this. All you have to do is sign the paper. Tell them what they want to hear. If you refuse, the procedure moves to the next stage. Torture was legally classified. There was light torture and severe torture. They do not start with the worst. They start small, perhaps with the thumb screws, or by tying your arms tightly behind you until your circulation is cut off and your hands turn blue and numb. This is a test. They are gauging your resistance. They are watching you. The scribe records everything. The accused was shown the instruments and persisted in his denial. The accused was subjected to the first degree of questioning and remained obstinate. Your stubbornness is being documented. It is being entered as evidence of your guilt. An innocent person, they reason, would confess to stop the pain. Only a hardened sinner, aided by the devil, could endure so much. Your own endurance is used against you. The questioning is relentless. It is a loop. Who were your accomplices? When did you sign the devil's book? Your denials are ignored. Each no is met with another turn of the screw, another click of the rack. The questions are not designed to discover information. They are designed to break you. They plant a story in your mind, a story of witchcraft, of heresy. They repeat it over and over while your body is being torn apart. The people in the room are not monsters in the way you might think. The judge sees himself as a servant of God and the law. He is purifying the community. He is saving your soul from eternal damnation, even if he has to destroy your body to do it. The scribe is just a clerk. He is recording the proceedings as he would record a property dispute. The torturer is a professional. This is his trade. He may feel no personal malice toward you. You are simply a job to be done. This cold, detached professionalism is perhaps the most terrifying part of it all. This is not about passion or rage. It is a cold, calculated application of pain. There might be breaks in the process. They might untie you from the rack. They might give you a drink of water. A physician might be present to check your pulse, to ensure you are not on the verge of death. This is not mercy, it is maintenance. They are keeping the machine running. They let the pain subside from a screaming peak to a dull, throbbing agony. They let your mind clear just enough to understand the next question, to comprehend the next threat. Then they begin again. This cycle of pain, relief, and more pain is devastating. It shatters your sense of time, it destroys your ability to think, your world shrinks to the confines of your own body, to the source of the agony. The only goal, the only thought that remains, is to make it stop. Not tomorrow, not in an hour. Now, the idea of confession, which once seemed impossible, a betrayal of your own reality, now begins to look like a key. A key to a door that leads out of this room. You know it is a lie, but the lie offers an end to the pain. And right now that is all that matters. The question is not, can you endure the pain? It is how long until your body and mind give up. Willpower is not a factor. A strong mind cannot stop a shoulder from dislocating. Courage cannot prevent a bone from shattering. You are a biological organism, and that organism has limits. When the rack stretches your limbs, it is not just muscles that tear, it is ligaments, the tough bands that hold your joints together. It is cartilage, the smooth lining of your joints. Nerves are stretched and bruised. Blood vessels are torn. The pain signals that scream to your brain are real warnings of catastrophic damage. Your brain responds by flooding your body with chemicals, adrenaline, and endorphins to try to manage the crisis. But they are quickly overwhelmed. The body has a built-in defense mechanism for extreme trauma shock. Your blood pressure plummets, your heart rate becomes erratic, your body starts to shut down non-essential functions to preserve the brain and heart. You might pass out. This is a small mercy, a temporary blackness, but they will not let you stay there. They will lower you from the strappado, they will throw cold water on your face. They will wait for you to regain consciousness, because an unconscious person cannot confess. The physical damage accumulates. A dislocated joint, left untreated, will cause permanent nerve damage and arthritis. A crushed bone will never heal properly. It will be a source of chronic pain for the rest of your life. Internal bleeding from the strain of the rack can fill your abdominal cavity with blood. A ruptured spleen, a torn liver. These are slow, agonizing ways to die, but the real target is your mind. Pain is not just a physical sensation, it has a psychological component. It creates fear and anxiety. Prolonged, severe pain rewires the brain. It destroys your sense of self. Your identity as a baker, a father, a husband begins to dissolve. Those things belong to a different world, a world without this room. In this room, you are only a body in agony. Your mind will try to escape. It is called dissociation. You might feel as if you are floating outside your own body, watching the events from a distance. You might feel numb, detached. This is a survival mechanism, but like shock, it is temporary. The torturer knows how to bring you back. A new type of pain. A sharp slap. A shout in your ear. Eventually, the wall between your will and their demands will crumble. It is not a moral failing. It is a physiological certainty. The relentless questioning, combined with the physical agony, creates a state of extreme suggestibility. The story they have been repeating, the story of you consorting with the devil, starts to seem plausible. Your own memories become unreliable, foggy. Did you go into the woods that night? Maybe you did. You cannot be sure of anything anymore except the pain. You will confess. You will tell them what they want to hear. You will name accomplices, people you know from your village, other innocent people. You will admit to flying on a broomstick. You will describe the devil's face. You will give them every detail they have fed you. You will do this because at that moment your mind has accepted a new truth. The only way to stop the pain is to give them their story. The confession is not a surrender. It is a biological imperative. It is the organism's final, desperate attempt to survive. In what kills a person during torture, it is rarely the pain itself. The cause of death is usually more mundane. Blood loss, organ failure, asphyxiation from water torture, a heart attack from the extreme stress, or, very often, infection. The wounds caused by the instruments are left untreated. They fester in the filth of the dungeon, gangrene sets in, sepsis poisons your blood. You might confess and be returned to your cell only to die a week later from a raging fever. The torturer has succeeded. He got the confession. Your subsequent death is of no consequence. You have confessed. The word yes falls from your lips. It is a weak, broken sound. But it is the most powerful word in the world. It stops the machine. The torturer releases the ropes. The pressure on your limbs vanishes. The relief is so profound, so absolute, that you weep. It is a relief that is immediately followed by a wave of shame and despair so deep it feels like drowning. You are carried back to your cell. You cannot walk. Your arms are useless, your shoulders torn from their sockets. Your legs are a mass of bruised flesh and shattered bone. You are thrown onto the damp straw. The door slams shut. You are left alone with the ruins of your body and the ghosts of your integrity. This is what survival looks like. It is not an escape. It is an exchange. You have traded your truth for a cessation of pain. You have traded your life for a few more days or weeks of misery. The pain does not go away. The acute, screaming agony of the torture chamber is replaced by a chronic, grinding pain that will never leave you. Every breath is a struggle. Every small movement sends a fresh jolt through your damaged nerves. There is no medicine. No doctor will come to set your bones or stitch your wound. You are left to fester. The open cuts on your ankles and wrists begin to stink. The flesh turns black. Fever sets in. You shiver and burn in the darkness. This is often the final chapter. Sepsis is a more efficient executioner than any hangman. But what if you do not die of infection? What happens then? Your confession is a legal document. It is proof of your guilt. You will be brought to trial. But the trial is a formality. The verdict has already been decided. Your own words, extracted in that dark room, will be read aloud. You will be sentenced to death. You will be burned at the stake, or hanged, or beheaded. The torture was not the punishment. It was merely the interrogation. You have survived the interrogation only to face the execution. In some rare cases, a person might be released. Perhaps their confession was deemed insufficient. Perhaps a powerful figure intervened. They open your cell door and tell you to go. You crawl out into the sunlight. It hurts your eyes. The world looks strange, unfamiliar. You are not the person who was taken from his home. You are a different creature now. You are a cripple. You cannot work your trade. You cannot lift an axe or knead dough. Your hands are twisted claws. You walk with a permanent, agonizing limp. You are a burden on your family, a constant, living reminder of horror. Your neighbors look at you with a mixture of pity and fear. They know you confessed. They know you named names. Some believe you are truly guilty. Others know you are innocent, but they are afraid to associate with you. You are tainted. You are an outcast. The small, familiar world you once knew is now a place of suspicion and sideways glances. The nights are the worst. You do not sleep. When you do, you dream of the room. You hear the click of the rack. You feel the cold water pouring into your throat. You wake up screaming, your body drenched in sweat. The terror is not a memory. It is a living thing inside you. It sits in your chest like a stone. So, could you survive medieval torture? The answer is no, not really. The person you are would die in that room. Your body might continue to function for a time. It might be carried back to a cell, or even stumble out into the sunlight. But your mind, your spirit, your sense of self, your belief in a just world, all of that will have been systematically and expertly dismantled. It will be crushed, torn, and burned away. Someone else might walk out of that room. A broken thing in the shape of a man. A ghost who flinches at loud noises and trusts no one. A creature whose only future is one of pain, fear, and shame. But it would not be you. You would be gone forever.